it's Alex, and today I wanted to talk to you about the 4R200 that is in this 2015 Mustang. A lot of you guys that follow my channel know exactly what the 4R200 is. A lot of you still don't really know what the 4R200 is, so I'm going to try to use this video and my platform to let you know what to expect when you get a 4R200. A lot of people, when they make high horsepower and they have a 6R80 equipped vehicle, they see online that there's a couple of options to really make it bulletproof. Nothing's bulletproof, guys. You can break anything. But what can you do to a 6R80 to make it damn near bulletproof, able to take about 1,000 horsepower or so and not really have many issues? Now, truth be told, the stock, in absolute stock form, Mustang 6R80 can take 600-700 rear wheel horsepower pretty easily, up to 800 rear wheel horsepower pretty easily. Once you start getting above that, that's when you're gonna have to start going with intermediate shafts, clutches and steels, intermediate shafts, center support, all that stuff. But let's go beyond that. Let's say you already have that and you've broken the forward planetary. Yes, a lot of you guys that have seen my video know that I broke the forward planetary. Now, I'm not going to give you technical jargon. If you want technical jargon, you talk to a transmission guy. I'm going to let you know that the forward planet is probably the biggest weak link in the 6R80. Reason being is, once that goes, everything goes. Like, it's literally a grenade inside of your transmission. And I've seen some go on the 2-3 shift, others on the 1-2 shift. Mine let go on the 2-3 shift. 1-2, and on 2-3 it just exploded. Now, my car makes a ton of torque, and I wanted to make sure that the car shifted firmly, crisp, all that stuff. If I want the transmission to live a longer life, I probably could soften up the shift some, but then I'm going to wear out my clutches and slow the car down. That's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to slow down the car, and I don't want to wear out my clutches any faster. I do a lot of street driving with this car. I drive this car everywhere. I don't just put it in the garage, get it on a trailer, and bring it to a track. That's not what I built this car for. I built this car to be a very fast street car, and that's why I wanted to buy this car. But let's get back on the 4R200. When you are looking to upgrade your transmission after you've exploded the forward planet, or if you're smart, before you exploded the forward planet, you can look at a billet planetary, okay, which seems to be a pretty good fix, and you're going to spend about $1,300 or so. Other people go to Power by the Hour. They see the 4R200, they see that Lund Racing has a 4R200, that I have a 4R200, and they go, well, that's a cheaper option. Let me buy that. And that's where you need to pump your brakes. I'm not saying not to buy it. I'm saying to educate yourself as to what the 4R200 is before you buy it. So when you buy a 4R200, you put the transmission together just like you do a 6R80. The only difference is the forward planet gets replaced with this other part. Again, everything else is the same. This forward planet, the stock forward planet, gets replaced with the 4R200 hub. The way to better characterize what the transmission is, it doesn't take anything away, because the 4R200 hub simply utilizes 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 are gone, or you re-gear the transmission. Okay, I'm going to put here on the side what the 6R80, actually here it's a little darker, what the 6R80 gear ratio is, and what the 4R200 gear ratio is. Okay, so now what you're going to get is a 3-speed with an overdrive, like an old 4R70W, but the forward planet has now, the weakest link in the transmission, the forward planet, has been eliminated and replaced with the 4R200 hub. Now, therein lies a couple of quirks. The 4R200 is a great transmission. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4th, which is really 6. So it literally goes 1, 2, 3, 6 overdrive. Okay? Let's just think of it that way. So a lot of people, when they are in 6th gear, they're on the highway, and for whatever reason, they want to floor it. Wow, you know, they just want to floor it. If you had a 6R80, you would be commanding a 6 to 2 shift. But the way the logic works in the transmission, it'll actually go 6-3 for like a millisecond, then 2, unless you're like under 60 mile an hour, depending how the tune is configured. So a lot of people get a 4R200 and go 6-2 or try to, and if they're over 60 mile an hour, the transmission is looking for third gear. In the calibration, there isn't something that says, oh, just forget 6. You have to re-engineer the whole calibration, everything. Think about it. The transmission is looking for a RPM rise, slight, or at least something to be there, and it's not. So it wigs out, and sometimes you have people that neutral out, or the car has a bit of a jerking motion when you apply too much gas and it tries to go to third. That's the only, again, I'm going to repeat this very slowly. That is the only issue, if you want to call it an issue, with a 4R200, is that there is no logic in the computer that allows you to go 6, which is now 4th, into 2, which, you know, there is no logic for that. It needs to see some kind of third gear that isn't there, and it freaks it out, and that's the only issue that I have seen with the 4R200. But enough talking. Let me show you what I would suggest to how to drive a 4R200. So I'm going to turn around here and come to a stop, take off and drive. As you can see, the indicator is in drive, and I'm just going to go through the gears and you'll see how it works. Second, third, about 60 miles an hour I command overdrive. There it is. So again, 1, 2, 3, and basically 6. Now, a lot of people want to be able to downshift wide open throttle from overdrive. So the only way I think I could do that is if I go under 60 mile an hour, because I think there'll be enough room for the transmission to go 6-2 as opposed to looking for third gear. Let me go ahead and give it a test, wide open throttle, and see if it actually goes into second gear from overdrive. Oh yeah, it did it, and it went a little sideways, but it did it. If I was to try to do it above 60, no way would it do it. Now, let's say you're going above 60 and it's in overdrive, and you want to go into third gear. Well, guys, sport shift, paddle down 1, or twice, sorry, and let it downshift into third. There you are, you're in third gear. Or if you want to go to second, there it is. It's actually pretty straightforward. Now, in the city, I rarely do I put it in drive, because I'm almost never gonna go 60 mile an hour around the city. So I paddle shift it most of the time, and I'll show you how I do that. It's pretty straightforward, but I'll show you anyway. Gear indicator is lit up, and I'll take off from the light here shortly and show you what needs to happen and how you can still go into overdrive from sport mode just like normal, but you don't have to. You can literally leave it in third. This car has 3 15 gears, and the converter lockup schedule is pretty much stock in third gear. There it is. See, it locked up the converter in third gear. And look, I'm going 60 at 2100 RPM. Guys, that's not bad. But let's just say I wanted that extra 200 RPM for whatever reason. Boom, drops it under that, about 1900 RPM. Again, if you want to go, if you want to drop it the gear, you're in sport mode, slow down under 60, paddle down once and wait for that needle to come up, just like that. So now you're in third gear. That's the easiest way to do it, because that's the only thing that the 4R200 fails at, is the 6-2 downshift wide open throttle above 60 mile an hour. Now guys, think, really think, what an accomplishment the 4R200 is. Someone actually devised a way of deleting two gears, knowing that the forward planet is a